You know those moments where a random piece of knowledge just perfectly explains why your kitchen junk drawer looks the way it does?
Oh, absolutely.
We're taking that feeling today and, well, dialing it up to 11. We often look to, high-level psychology or behavioral economics to understand ourselves, but sometimes the most relatable knowledge, the kind that gives you a true aha moment, it comes from sources that map these broad archetypes onto really specific, tangible outcomes.
Exact.
And today, we are diving deep into a fascinating source. It's titled Zodiac Home Decor and Chaos Levels.
I love this already.
Right. Our mission is pretty straightforward. We're just going to try to extract the specific findings from this softer science and map these deep personality archetypes onto domestic realities.
So it's about figuring out how your birth chart affects your cleaning habits.
Yeah, your organization style, and whether you are inherently built for minimalism or magnificent mess.
And what's so fascinating here, I think, is that the source provides an actual metric for what's usually such a subjective world, interior design. It uses this dual lens, decor style, and maybe more critically, the chaos level.
Okay, so decor is the conscious choice.
Yes. The desired aesthetic, the Pinterest board aspiration. It's the ideal you want to project.
And the chaos level is the reality.
The reality.
It's the level of day-to-day messiness, the state of the filing cabinet, the functional truth of your living space that often just undermines that whole aesthetic ideal.
It's the metric that gets honest about the difference between what you wish your home looked like and what it actually looks like 5 minutes before guests arrive.
Totally.
And this separation is so crucial for you as you're listening. Understanding your sign's inherent chaos level is a powerful shortcut. It helps you figure out why some organizational systems work for you and why others, no matter how much money or effort you put in, they always seem to fall apart.
Because you might be fighting your natural tendency without even realizing it. Okay, let's get specific then. Before we even look at the full breakdown, can we just acknowledge the central claim being made here? The source is saying we can predict domestic tendencies based on the element group. But, we're talking about linking the stars to the laundry pile. Doesn't this whole chaos level thing risk being, a bit simplistic?
Or just confirming stereotypes, yeah.
Right.
And that's a necessary challenge.
Yeah.
But what the source tries to do is quantify behavioral follow-through, not just general neatness. What stands out immediately are the fire signs Aries, Leo, Sagittarius.
Okay.
Their core trait is passion and impulse. And the source claims this directly translates into a specific domestic profile.
Okay, so I'm guessing high aesthetic aspiration, given their confidence.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Spot on. Their decor-style aspirations are usually high. Bold statement pieces, very ambitious design plans. They consistently ranked highest in the metric the source calls design impulse. Meaning they start expensive decorating projects quickly, they buy the trendy furniture, they rearrange entire rooms every 6 months.
But then comes the reality check, the chaos level. What does the metric reveal for them?
Well, they also rank lowest in organizational follow-through, which creates the classic high aspiration, high chaos dilemma. The home looks aspirational from a distance, maybe even dramatic, but when you look closer, one area might be perfectly staged, while the space right next to it is a disaster zone.
A disaster zone of what?
Forgotten tools, half-read books, accessories they bought on impulse and never even unpacked.
So if you walk into a place that looks like a high-end catalog, but the closet doors are bulging and the dining table is just layered with ongoing projects, you're probably dealing with a fire sign.
A fire sign whose energy for starting things just far outpaces their patience for finishing them meticulously. Their chaos is explosive. It's visible.
Got it. Okay, so let's shift gears completely. What about the earth signs? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn?
Right. They are the bedrock of domestic order.
Yeah.
Their chaos levels are fundamentally lower because they prioritize function, longevity, and consistency over impulse.
That makes sense.
For a Virgo, for example, the decor style might lean toward minimalist, but not because they're inherently trendy. It's because clutter creates cognitive friction for them.
That's practical.
It's all practical.
Yeah.
They want labeled organization. They want systems. For a Taurus, the home is more of a sensual investment. They might have luxurious, comforting items, but those items are usually kept pristine and organized because they view their possessions as, enduring assets.
That tracks. The source is arguing that the earth sign lives the lifestyle advertised in their decor. If they buy an organizational system, they actually use it.
They use it. If they choose order, it's maintained, not just aspired to.
Right.
And this is why a Virgo would likely succeed with something like the KonMari method, while in Aries, we get halfway through sorting their sweaters, decide it's boring, and then leave 3 organized piles on the floor for a week.
Because the core trait, attention to detail versus passion for the next new thing, drives the outcome.
It drives the domestic outcome, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so we have the impulsive chaos of fire and the intentional order of earth. Where do the air signs fit into this? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, their energy is so intellectual, so communicative.
Yeah, air signs are the intellectual and social organizers. Their key conflict point isn't messiness so much as it is overstimulation, information overload.
Information overload.
The source identifies them as having highly adaptable decor styles. They change their minds often. They integrate different trends based on what they're currently learning about or who they're socializing with.
They're the ultimate aesthetic dabblers.
Exactly. And that leads to what the source cleverly terms distributed chaos.
Distributed chaos. I like that.
It's not like the fire signs' explosive mess. Air signs often have pockets of intense organization mixed with highly specific, non-functional clutter.
Like what? What's an example?
Think stacks of books about a historical period they studied last year, or a dedicated corner for niche craft supplies they haven't touched in months. It's clutter rooted in ideas.
Ah, so it's not junk.
It's not junk to them. A Libra, while valuing beauty and symmetry, might struggle with what the source calls decision paralysis chaos. They can't choose the definitive piece of art for the wall, so they live with 5 competing options just tacked up for months.
I know people like that.
We all do. Or an Aquarius might have a hyper-organized digital life, but their physical office space is a monument to abstract technological components that haven't been filed away yet.
That's a great distinction. It's not necessarily dirtiness, it's the lack of domestic finality.
Yes. Because of constantly shifting intellectual priorities, these items aren't debris. They're simply ideas waiting to be acted upon.
Okay, so that leaves the water signs. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Their element is emotion. What are their chaos levels rooted in?
Water signs prioritize emotional security, comfort, and atmosphere above all else. They score incredibly high on what's called the sanctuary metric.
The sanctuary metric.
For decor is driven by feeling, coziness, softness, nostalgia. And this leads directly to what the source calls comfort clutter.
Comfort clutter. Okay, I think I can guess what that is.
I think you can. The home is a fortress against the harsh external world, and their chaos level is directly proportional to their emotional attachment to objects.
Right.
A Cancer might not be intrinsically messy, but they struggle profoundly to get rid of things with sentimental value. That leads to high clutter scores in storage areas, closets, anywhere memories are kept.
So for a water sign, the challenge isn't follow-through or impulse. It's emotional retention. They are literally curating their past, and that past takes up physical space.
It takes up a lot of space. And for a sign like Pisces, being so highly imaginative, they often thrive in a slightly diffused environment. They might have a beautiful bohemian aesthetic, but overlook practical concerns, resulting in a low functionality score.
How does their chaos show up?
It often manifests as highly customized, non-standard organization things tucked into jars or piles that only make sense to them. The chaos is soft, it's hidden, and it's often infused with a story.
You know, this analysis provides such a helpful blueprint for living with other people, too.
Absolutely.
Instead of seeing clutter as a personal failing, we can see it as an overflow of an inherent trait, be it ambition, sentimentality, or intellectual curiosity. It shifts the whole conversation from judgment to identification.
And this is where the deeper application comes in. The source explicitly notes the most common conflict points when people try to override their zodiac's natural tendencies.
Oh, this is good.
For example, fire signs who try to live in hyper-minimalist, stark environments often experience significantly higher stress levels.
Why is that?
Because that lack of visual input and creative sprawl actually stifles their fundamental need for action and expression.
Wow. So it's the idea that trying to force a low-chaos earth system onto a high-chaos fire personality is. You're just fighting domestic gravity.
You're fighting gravity. The system is doomed to fail because it clashes with the core energy of the sign.
So what's the solution then?
Well, the source argues that high chaos signs, so the fire and air groups, they shouldn't aim for no chaos. They should aim for functional chaos.
Functional chaos.
This means using large, opaque storage containers instead of, say, open shelving that demands staging. It's about prioritizing speed cleaning bursts rather than deep, methodical tidying. You're managing the symptoms, not trying to cure the underlying temperament.
Right. And conversely, what if you're a structured earth sign living with an impulsive air or fire sign?
Then you need to understand that their mess is simply the physical byproduct of their active mental life. The goal isn't to force them into labeling every single bin. The goal is maybe to designate a specific impulse project zone.
The containment zone.
A containment zone, a creative sprawl area that holds the inevitable overflow and prevents it from infiltrating the low chaos zones that you need.
This sounds less like cleaning advice and more like relationship advice for coexisting with our own nature or the nature of the people we live with.
It is.
The real value of this deep dive is recognizing that domestic organization is a psychological battle, not a cleanliness one.
And what's truly compelling is how the source ties this back to overall well-being. The ultimate message isn't to just accept the clutter. It's to create a domestic environment that minimizes unnecessary friction.
So that your intrinsic personality, whether it's ordered or chaotic, can operate at its most productive and least stressful level.
Precisely.
So we've explored the premise, the specific findings, and the application of Zodiac home decor and chaos levels. The takeaway isn't just knowing which sign is prone to what type of mess, it's understanding the why.
The why.
That deep connection between astrological tendencies, core priorities, and the inevitable state of our homes, all quantified by that really intriguing and honest metric of chaos.
And this knowledge gives you a new compassionate lens for self-assessment, like right now. As you look around your own space, ask yourself, is the energy required to maintain your current environment high or low? Does your home actually reflect your sign's supposed chaos level, or have you successfully engineered a space that actively decides your natural tendency?
And what's the cost of that?
Right, and if you have engineered that defiant order, are you maybe compensating for that friction somewhere else in your daily life?
It really makes you think about alignment not as compliance, but as efficiency. So if your zodiac sign's natural tendencies lead to a measurable level of domestic chaos, what impact does the management or the deliberate acceptance of that chaos ultimately have on your daily stress, your creativity, and your overall mental health?
A big question.
It is. Something to mull over as you decide tonight whether to attack the laundry mountain or to just embrace the beautiful, functional disarray that perfectly suits your sign.